Good evening and welcome to another BayPreps.com basketball presentation. Tonight, a battle in the Bay Shore Athletic League as the Saint Patrick-Saint Vincent Bruins play in Alameda against the St. Joseph Notre Dame Pilots. St. Joseph Notre Dame ranked #1 in the state in Division 5, according to the latest ESPN high school rankings, and St. Patrick-Saint Vincent, a usual contender in Division 4. In fact, last year, a semifinalist in Division 4. And a team that is certainly one to reckon with once again this season. They come in for a record of 14-8, 7-3 in league play. St. Joseph Notre Dame is 20-4, and they are 9-1 in conference play in the Bay Shore Athletic League. So good matchup tonight. We already talked to St. Joseph Notre Dame coach Don Lippy in the pregame show. And in the pregame show, I should say, in the preview we did on our website promoting this particular matchup involving these two outstanding programs. It is senior night here at Kelly Gymnasium, and they're going to honor the seniors, not only basketball players but cheerleaders as well, and that's what currently you can see right now as we get ready to start this basketball game between the Bruins and the Pilots. St. Joseph Notre Dame has won 6 in a row and 14 of their last 15. It's a team that has just one loss since December 17th, and that was to one of the best teams in the entire state in Salesian. A team that's certainly #1 in Division 5. A 58-55 decision we did here in Alameda. St. Joseph Notre Dame, a team that is averaging 60.8 points per game and allowing 40.1 on average. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent is scoring at a 55.6 clip while allowing 51.7 points per game.
And now, Coach Don Lippy, senior ball players.
Now they're honoring the seniors here at St. Joseph Notre Dame.
As you can see, we only have 3 seniors. I want to thank the senior parents ahead of time for all the hard work, practices, dinners you provided for those 4 years. We're going to go in what order here? We're going to start first of all with number 23, senior Nick Lacey. Nick has been escorted by Lisa Scott, his mom, Alex Lacey, his dad, and Lavina Scott, his grandma. Nick is a 2-year varsity player, 3.4 GPA. He came to us from St. Lawrence O'Toole. He is considering Cal State, Hayward, East Bay, San Francisco State, or Occidental as a possible college. He likes to sleep and bug Coach Lippy and hang out with his friends. Senior, number 23, Nick Lacey. Next is number 34, Lawrence Dayton. Lawrence is being escorted by Renee Hudson, his mother, and Larry Gayton, his father. Lawrence has been on varsity for 2 years. He's considering LSU, San Francisco State, or Sac State. He likes to hang out with his friends, write poetry, and he comes to us from Beacon Day School. Lawrence Dayton. Last but not least, 3-year starter in the varsity. His name is Jimmy Gibbons, number 24. Gibbons. Jimmy comes in from St. Leanders, a 4.0 student, member of the Link Crew, National Honor Society, California Classic Federation, and he was also in the school play. He's considered St. Mary's, Columbia, and Dartmouth. His hobby is art. Jimmy Gibbons. Thank you, parents. All right. Once again, a big hand for these seniors.
They're going to allow the teams to warm up just a little bit here as we are done with the senior night festivities. St. Joseph Notre Dame and Saint Patrick-Saint Vincent, the final week of the regular season of Bayshore Athletic League. This league does have, it's one of the few leagues that has a playoff at season's end. And so these teams playing for better seed there. It's right now, it's looking like St. Joseph Notre Dame is going to be a 2 seed, and St. Patrick-Saint Vincent could be a 3 seed. The Bruins 14-8, 7-3 in league play. They've been playing better basketball of late. They've won their last 3 games. They do have, of their 3 league losses, 2 of them are to first place Salesian. In this league, because you have so many teams that not everybody plays each other twice. And it's a 9-team league, so sometimes you play a team just once. For example, St. Joseph Notre Dame has played Salesian just once, whereas St. Patrick-Saint Vincent has played the Pride twice. And we did that St. Joseph Notre Dame Salesian meeting last month, a game you can find in our archives, baypreps.com. Good battle here in Alameda, won by the Pride. Should be noted that St. Patrick-Saint Vincent is without J.R. Davis, who not in the lineup tonight, and the guy that's one of their better players. Jose Flores is in the starting lineup. Also out there will be Jason Webster, a 6-foot junior. Webster, an outstanding player. Jalen Canty, a 6'6" sophomore. Jordan Hickman's a 6'3" sophomore. And Trent Rojas is a 6'4" senior. So you've got Flores, Webster, Canty, Hickman, and Rojas for head coach Derek Walker, who's in his 4th season. Took this team to the semifinals last year. He's 83-34 at the helm of St. Patrick-Saint Vincent. The Bruins are going to be in their gold jerseys, the dark green numbering and the white outlining. And of course, that means St. Joseph Notre Dame on senior night here at Kelly Gymnasium in the home whites with the blue numbering and lettering and the orange outlining. Starters for the Bruins, for the Pilots, Justin Brown is a 6'1" junior. Nick Lacey is a 5'11 senior.
And number 24,
Jemini Givens, a 5'11 senior. Temedeo Youssef is a 6'6 senior.
Greg Austin. And Mario Giscombe.
Lawrence Gaydon is a 6'3 senior.
Of our national anthem.
Brown, Youssef, Lacey, Givens, and Gaydon, the lineup for St. Joseph Notre Dame as we pause for our national anthem. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and we'll get started here shortly in the Cozy Gymnasium here at Kelly Gymnasium on the campus of St. Joseph Notre Dame in Alameda. A packed house, and definitely a lot of reason to look forward to this matchup. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent won both meetings last season against St. Joseph Notre Dame. And they've won 4 of the last 5 meetings, but the Pilots come in as the favored team tonight with their 20-4 record. 6-game winning streak, 14 of their last 15 they have taken. Told you St. Joseph Notre Dame in the home whites, the blue numbering, lettering, the orange outlining. And St. Patrick-Saint Vincent in the gold jerseys, the dark green numbering and lettering, the white outlining. Opening tip. Sophomore Jalen Canty of St. Patrick-Saint Vincent against Temedeo Youssef. 6'6" senior for St. Joseph Notre Dame. Senior night for the Pilots. And Youssef, one of those, or as a sophomore, I was going to say one of those seniors, but he is a sophomore, and he's jumping up against a fellow sophomore in Canty, and it's won by the Pilots. Nick Lacey, one of those seniors, has it. Now he'll give away to Jemini Givens. Givens, also a senior. So St. Joseph Notre Dame with the basketball, going from left to right on your screen. Youssef feeds it underneath. This is Justin Brown. Tough shot. It goes over the backboard. It's going to be out of bounds as it hits the pole, holding up the glass. And that will turn it over to St. Patrick-Saint Vincent. So Bruins have their first possession of the game. Feed it down to Canty. This is Jason Webster, leading scorer for the Bruins, and making the jumper is Flores, Jose Flores. And St. Patrick-Saint Vincent has the early 2-0 advantage. Brown on the baseline to Youssef, the leading scorer for the Pilots. Givens off a screen, misses. The deflected rebound goes into the corner, out of bounds, off of the Pilots. We've played 57 seconds. Pilots try to apply a trap, but Bruins bring the front court. This is Webster, outstanding 6-foot junior for this Bruins team. Get it down to Canny. Canny, part of a good sophomore class, but he turns it over. Brown meets traffic on the baseline, kicks it out Givens. Givens steps in, tough left-hander, good. Using the left hand to get it past the tall Canty in the middle. And Jiminy Givens ties this game up. Down to Canny. Canny, right idea, but threw it too high for Rojas. Luckily it's tracked down by Hickman. Here's Rojas trying to muscle his way in, and it's blocked out of bounds by Youssef. Already a substitution in this game as DJ Harris checks into the game. Minute 40 into the contest. Feet underneath Rojas. Rojas has it blocked out of his hands, out of bounds, and it's going to be St. Joseph Notre Dame basketball. Rojas had a disgusted look on his face, thinking he got fouled. Givens against a trap, looking nowhere to go. And they're going to call a foul. As Givens hit the deck, it was very close to being a travel. And it's going to be a foul on Flores. Canty back into the game. Short stint in there for DJ Harris. That was our first foul of the game. We've played a minute 56. This is Nick Lacey. Lacey trapped, gets rid of it to Justin Brown. Brown feeds Givens for three, and he's got it. Bruins have their first lead. Givens has all their points. Nearly a steal by Brown. Knocked to Webster near midcourt. Webster works away and then passes away to Flores. Flores inside Rojas against two players. This time he does get fouled, and Trent Rojas will be going to the free throw line. Rojas, one of the seniors on the Bruins. Team that made it to the semifinals in Division IV last season. Hoping to be one of those teams that upsets Salesian, a team that's just rolled this year. Bill Mellis' team we saw last month as the first free throw is good by Rojas. Something you have to be impressed with Salesian is the way they play defense. Of course, the top teams in this league, the Bayshore Athletic League, all seem to play pretty good defense. As the second free throw is off the back iron and good. Kind bounce for Rojas. Bruins within one. 5:23 remaining, opening quarter. Lacey tries to pass to Gaydon, but it's stolen. Quickly up the floor, Flores. Flores meets trouble out on the baseline. Kicks it out. Webster three, no. Deflected rebound, grabbed by the 6'6" Canty, and he'll put it in. So Canty has his first points. We saw St. Patrick-Saint Vincent and Canty early on in the year at the Chris Vaughn Tour Spartan Classic at De La Salle. This is Jiminy Givens, who has all 5 points for St. Joseph Notre Dame. Now Brown feeds Lacey. Lacey on the baseline. Swatted out of there by Canty. Canty very pumped up after getting that blocked shot. He'll learn as he gets older to try to keep those in play. He had such a firm grasp with that basketball that he almost threw that one out. 4:36 to go, opening quarter. 3 on the shot clock. Here's Lacey in the corner. No. Deflected rebound, grabbed by Rojas. But a steal, and Youssef is fouled. Youssef, the 6'6 sophomore, quiet thus far. Had 26 in the game against St. Mary's a few weeks ago. In fact, that's a St. Mary's team the Pilots will be playing to close out the regular season on Friday night. Youssef going to the free throw line here. Youssef, I'm sure, will put a little bit more on that frame as he gets older. 6'6", 185 pounds as he makes them both. And St. Joseph Notre Dame is back in front. Shot inside the lane, misses, but we're going to get a foul. It's going to go against Lamont Banks, a freshman who just checked into the game. Goes by number 35, and free throws coming for Jordan Hickman. .4:16 to go in the opening quarter. Each team's got a couple of team fouls. He makes one of two, does Hickman, and we are tied. Up top, Lacey feeds corner, Givens. Givens working against Flores. Try to get it down low, Youssef. He's going up against Canty. Takes it up strong. Good block by Canty. He held his ground, did not leave his feet, and it's knocked out of bounds off the Bruins with 15 on the shot clock. Good defense there by Canty. Givens with 6 on the shot clock. Blocked out there by Flores. Great defensive play. Flores has it in the front court. Flores goes all the way in, and he scores and draws the foul. Good play on both ends there by Jose Flores. And he's got a chance for a three-point play. No J.R. Davis for St. Patrick-Saint Vincent, but Flores stepping up, and he attacked the rim from one end of the floor. And St. Patrick-Saint Vincent has the early lead as we get a look in on the St. Joseph Notre Dame huddle. At the free throw line, Flores trying to convert his three-point play. He can't do so, and Banks has the board for the Pilots. 3:35 remaining in the opening quarter. Youssef outside to Givens. Givens has 5 of the Pilots' 7. This is Mark Voisinide into the game. Here's Lacey, jumper right of the circle. No. The rebound to Youssef. New set for St. Joseph Notre Dame. Home of Jason Kidd. Best high school player I ever saw. Banks down low, tries to take it up strong, and it's blocked away. Good defensive play there. Rojas and Canty conversion. Rojas is the one who came away with that loose ball. So a good start if you're a Bruins fan. Only up by a couple, but certainly playing well on the defensive end. Canty Tries to feed it down low. Caught, catching, and going up and scoring is the strong Jason Webster. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent's got their biggest lead. Webster's got a lot of bulk to that frame. 6 foot, 180-pound guard. Banks down low. Swatted out of there by Canny. Another block for Chris Canny, who's got a couple of them. In fact, I think he might have 3. 2:21 remaining in the opening quarter. Dangerous pass. Webster's got the steal. Webster goes in, and he went for the dunk and blew it. Boissinot brings in the front court for the Pilots. Here's a 3 from the corner, misses badly by James LaFollette. This is Flores, who's already got 4 for the Bruins. Down low, Canty, inside 2 minutes. Canty tries to take it up. Good block. Canty grabs his own loose ball. Jump hook, short-armed it. And the rebound's grabbed by Youssef, and they're going to call a tie-up in the possession arrow. We'll give it back to the Bruins. Very active and aggressive is St. Patrick-Saint Vincent here at the start, the team from Vallejo, as Youssef goes out. Marcus Harris, 5'10" freshman in the game for the Pilots. Jiminy Gibbons is ready to check in on the floor for the Bruins. Marcus Oducato is out there for the first time. Joining DJ Harris, Chris Canty, Trent Rojas, and Jose Flores. Bad pass, stolen away by Harris, and then he is forced out of bounds. That's the 3rd Bruins turnover. The Pilots got 5. Givens. Down low to Banks. Candy comes up with another one. Another block. And then we've got a foul on the Pilots in the backcourt. Banks is going to go out. Youssef is back into the game with 90 seconds left in the opening quarter. On the far side, Oducato runs into traffic, and it's knocked out of bounds off St. Joseph Notre Dame, and a couple of Pilots players can't believe it. Nick Lacey into the game as Brown goes out. This is Rojas. Up top, Flores. Canty steps in on the baseline, but traveled first. So these teams have combined for 9 turnovers thus far. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent with a 4-point lead. Givens wants a 3. No. Pilot shooting is off here in the opening quarter. Inside a minute to go. Webster, down low, Canty, back out Webster. He'll fire. And the rebound to Youssef. Youssef brings in the front court. He's got players running behind him. He goes to the rim and misses, but is fouled. It's going to be a foul on Jalen Canty. Jordan Hickman ready to check in after this first free throw by Youssef. Good foul shooter makes it. As Hickman checks into the game for Canty. St. Joseph Notre Dame defending state championship team as Youssef Misses the second one, the rebound to Rojas. 37 seconds to go in the opening quarter. There's a 7-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Flores holding a long time, finally gets rid of it to Webster. 16 on the shot clock. And now Youssef commits the foul. And he'll come out of the game as Banks checks in. Lawrence Gaden is also checking into the game for Vorsenot. 22 seconds left in that quarter. Now the shot clock is off after that foul, the 15th foul on the Pilots. Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. Nice feed on the pick and roll. Rojas goes in, misses badly, and it's cleared by Givens with 1 second, and that is the end of the opening quarter. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent leads by 3 as we go to the second. You're watching high school basketball action on BayPreps.com. Bruins basketball. Here's a right-hander that misses from Marcus Harris. Loose ball grabbed by Canty, who nearly threw it away, though. In the front court, going all the way to the rim and scoring is Jose Flores, who's got a game-high 6. And the Bruins have their biggest lead. Banks wants to shoot the jumper. No, Canty another board. Canty already has 4 blocks in this game for the Bruins. And now a foul on the Pilots in the front court. Sixteen foul on the Pilots. 7:07 to go in the first half. And a steal. 5th turnover. Each side's got 5 turnovers. There's a voice not in the front court. And he turns it over, trying to get it to Gaden. Here's Webster. Outside Hickman, the sophomore. Feeds corner. Jumper there. Misses by Harris. Rebound for Hickman. Webster leans in and scores. Nicely done by the 6-foot junior Jason Webster. The Bruins open up a 7-point lead, 4-0 to start this second quarter. And a steal nearly by Canty. Banks grabs the loose ball, has trouble with it, and then is fouled. And that's going to be a foul on Jason Webster. So Lamont Banks, 6'3" freshman, goes to the free throw line as he is a freshman. And this one rolls all the way around and drops in. Just 2 made field goals in this game thus far for the Pilots. James LaFollette is into the game. LaFollette joining Boissonot, Gaydon, Givens, and Banks. And Banks misses the second. Canty's got 4 boards. 2 points, 4 boards, 4 blocks for Chris Canty, or Jalen Canty. Keep getting confused with the Giants defensive lineman. The New York Giants defensive lineman, as a pass is knocked away as steals. It went off the official. Boissonot has the loose ball. Tough shot, misses, and another rebound for Canty. Flores pulls up for the jumper off the back iron. Boissonot had the rebound, turns it over, and Webster ends up getting the layup. And the Bruins keep extending that lead. They won both meetings with the Pilots last year and taken 4 of the last 5. A good start for the team from Vallejo. Banks down low. Gets his man up in the air. Nice move, up and under move there by Banks. And the Pilots have their first field goal of the quarter. 5:27 remaining in the first half. Flores. Bounce pass down to Canty. Jalen Canty, tough shot. Wanted a jump hook and missed badly, and then he commits the foul. He's gonna have to come out of the game. That's his second. They don't put the fouls on the board here, so I believe that's his second. Justin Brown is into the game for the Pilots, and DJ Harris checks in for Canty. Each team now with 16 fouls. .5:12 to go in the first half. Down low, Banks. Banks goes in strong, misses. The tip, though, there for Lawrence Gaydon. So 4 unanswered points for the Pilots, and they cut the lead in half. .444 to go in the second quarter. Taking inside and scoring off the window there is Trent Rojas. So both teams' post players are not afraid of going in and mixing up, getting contact on their way to the hoop. Givens with Flores all over him in this Bruin zone. Kicks in the corner, and the 3 is there for James LaFollette. So the Pilots were down 8 moments ago. They're within 3. We've yet to reach the midway point of the second quarter. Webster against Givens, pulls up for the jumper, misses short. Givens has his second board. Givens goes to the rim, misses badly, Banks the rebound, and he is fouled. So Banks getting good position inside again, and he's going to get a couple free throws out of it. St. Joseph Notre Dame looking much better these last couple minutes as Banks makes the first free throw. Banks 4 points in this quarter. Gaydon goes out of the game as Youssef checks back into the contest. Youssef the leading scorer for St. Joseph Notre Dame. Defending Division V state champions as both free throws go home for Lamont Banks. Pilots were down 8. They're down 1 now. 3:44 to go in the first half. Flores has Givens all over him. Both players guarding each other tightly. As a shot swat out of bounds as DJ Harris tried to go up with it, and Youssef said no. Webster will inbound. Dangerous pass, knocked in the backcourt, retrieved by Hickman. 15 on the shot clock. Up top, Webster. 2 on the clock. Long 2. Misses, and Youssef has the rebound off the floor. Pilots tightening the screws defensively. 3:04 remaining in the first half. Pat O'Rourke with you here on BayPreps.com. We previewed this game on our website earlier today. If you check it out, as the jumper scores from the baseline for Justin Brown, and the Pilots have their first lead since it was 5-4. Here is Rojas drawing the contact and the foul, and that's going to be go against Lamont Banks, and that's going to be his second personal. This is an 11-2 run for St. Joseph Notre Dame as Nick Lacey and Lawrence Gaden check into the contest for Banks and Brown. Rojas is already 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He gets a couple here. So Rojas makes them both. And the Bruins are back in front. 2:32 to go in the first half. Long 3 misses by Gibbons. Tip rebound goes to Lacey underneath, and he scores. First points of the game for the senior on this senior night at Kelly Gymnasium, the campus of St. Joseph Notre Dame. Trent Rojas on the baseline. Kicks it up top, Flores the long 2. He rattles it home. Flores has 8 points, which is a game high. Lacey thought about the 3. LaFollette didn't think about it. He just took it, and he misses after a couple bounces on the rim and retrieved by Hickman. Hickman having trouble as he brings in the front court with a minute and a half to go in the half, and it rattles home in the long jumper. They're going to call it a 3 for Flores. And the Bruins, who had an 8-point lead, then fell behind, are now up by 4 points. And what a big first half for Jose Flores. He's got 11, 7 in this quarter. 1:25 to go in the first half. Saint Patrick-Saint Vincent won both meetings last year in Vallejo 54-46, and then they won here in the league tournament 54-53. Youssef tries to go up and lose that out of bounds, knocked out off the Bruins. Lamont Banks and Boysenot are into the game for LaFollette and Gaden. Banks a little bit lazy going after that pass, and good hustle there, knocking out of bounds. DJ Harris. Five unanswered points for the Bruins. Looking to answer and missing off the back irons. Lacey, good rebound though there by Boysenot, who's got 3 boards inside a minute to go in the half. Youssef, nice feed underneath Banks, catches and scores. Good pass there by Temedeo Youssef. Banks now has 7 points, all in this quarter. 13-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. Banks active on D, knocks it away, brings in the front court, and has it knocked out of bounds. Good defense there by Rojas after that turnover. Each side with 7 turnovers in this game. 36 seconds to go in the half. 3-second differential between the game clock and shot clock as Youssef goes out for a couple of fouls. Gaden checks in. The inbounds goes to Jiminy Gibbons. Gibbons had the first 5 points for the Pilots, hasn't scored since. Lacey to Gibbons. Looks like St. Joseph wants to hold for the last shot here. Like I said, there's only a 3-second differential in the game clock and shot clock, so they can bring this thing down to 4 or 5 seconds if they desire. Right now, the game clock at 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5 on the shot clock now. On the baseline, Lacey steps out, but they're going to call a foul. Say he was forced out. It's going to go against DJ Harris. That's the 8th team foul on the Bruins, so Lacey gets 1-and-1 free throws. And now he can tie this game as Jalen Canty and Jason Webster check into the game for the Bruins. Ryan Stewart goes out of the contest. Hickman also leaves. Lacey makes them both. We are tied. Five seconds to go in the half. This is Forrest. He's had a nice first half. Let's see what he does here with 1 second. He passes, throws in the backcourt, and there's the buzzer. So we head into halftime break. St. Joseph Notre Dame once trailed by 8. And we head into the break with these two teams tied. We'll take a break on the audio side. You're watching high school basketball action on BayPreps.com.
And if I have it right, it's Sebastian Hughes. All right, folks, here we go. For outstanding basketball.
Thomas. Get trapped, Thomas.
Pat O'Rourke back with you here on BayPreps.com as our score at the halftime break is 26-26, as you can see on your screen. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent outscoring the Bruins 11-8 in the first quarter. At one point, the Bruins had an 8-point lead in the second quarter, but St. Joe's ends up outscoring the Bruins 18-15 in that second quarter. 7 different players have scored for the Pilots. They're led by Lamont Banks, who's got 7. Jemini Gibbons scored their first 5 of the night. Nick Lacey's got 4. 3 for Timoteo Youssef and James LaFollette. 2 points each for Lawrence Gayden and Justin Brown. For the Bruins, 5 different players have scored, and they've got a game-high 11 points from Jose Flores. Also 6 points each for Jason Webster and Trent Rojas. 2 points for Jalen Canty and 1 for Jordan Hickman. Canty does have 5 rebounds, which is a game high. He also has 4 blocked shots. As for St. Joe's, Timoteo Youssef has the 4 rebounds to lead all Pilot players. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent winning the rebounding battle in the first half by a narrow 14-13 margin. Each side side has 7 turnovers in this game. As for the free throws, the Pilots are 8 of 10, and the Bruins are 5 of 7. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent won both meetings with the Bruins last season. They've taken 4 of the last 5 matchups, and they're looking up at the standings, and St. Joseph Notre Dame right now, who is in second place in the league, alone in second behind first place Salesian, who's expected to go through the conference unbeaten, heading into that league tournament next week. St. Joseph Notre Dame 9-1 in league play, and the Bruins, St. Patrick-Saint Vincent, are 7-3 in conference play. We get ready for the second half to begin. For St. Joseph Notre Dame on the floor, Jemini Gibbons, Lamont Banks, Timoteo Youssef, Nick Lacey, and Justin Brown for the Bruins. Jose Flores, Trent Rojas, Jalen Canty, Jordan Hickman, and Jason Webster. Third quarter is underway. Again, the Bruins led by as many as 8 in that first half. Flores has got the game high, steps to the free throw line and rattles in that jumper to put the Bruins back in front. What a night for Flores. He hasn't missed very often. He's made 6 shots from the floor. Lacey puts on the floor, steps to the rim, and has a shot blocked by Canty, but a foul first. Foul is going to go against Jordan Hickman, his first. If you're wondering about fouls, Canty and Webster each have 2 for the Bruins. For the Pilots, Brown, Youssef, and Banks all have 2 each. Lacey makes the first free throw. He's got 5 points, perfect 3 for 3 from the line. Good, easy, smooth stroke for Lacey as he makes them both. We are tied. .30 seconds into the second half, a turnover there by the Bruins. St. Joe's looks for a lead. Jiminy Givens up top feeds Brown. This is Lacey. Down low to Lamont Banks. Kicks it out. Givens for three. Yes! So the Pilots are in the lead. Givens has 8 points, a couple threes tonight. This is senior night at Kelly Gymnasium for St. Joseph Notre Dame. Good steal there by Brown. Good steal on the way to give it to Lacey, who goes in for the layup. It's a great job by Brown just to stay in bounds and get rid of that basketball. And we've got a timeout called by the St. Patrick-Saint Vincent bench, as St. Joseph Notre Dame has gone on a 7-0 run to take a 33-28 lead with 6:43 to go in the third quarter. Nick Lacey's got 8 points. Jiminy Givens also has 8 to lead the Pilots. The game high, Jose Flores got 13 for the Bruins. But St. Joseph Notre Dame is on a 7-0 run after Flores hit that jumper in the opening seconds of this third quarter. So Bruins basketball. .22 on the shot clock. This is sophomore Jordan Hickman. Turnaround jumper rattles in. Not sure how Flores got so open. He's got half the Bruin points the other way. Shot misses by Brown. Banks there to clean up the miss. He misses, though, a few times, and it's knocked out of bounds off of the Bruins. The inbounds goes to Brown. Up top, Givens. 22 on the shot clock. 6:12 remaining third quarter. Justin Brown down to Youssef. Youssef's had a quiet night offensively. He catches and shoots and misses. Just 3 points for Youssef tonight. Canty's got the rebound. Quickly up the floor, Webster. He shoots and scores, and we are tied. Our 6th tie of the night. 5-0 Bruins run. Youssef to Lacey. Lacey's off to a good start this second half, but he gives it up to Youssef. 5 on the shot clock. Banks with 4 on the clock. The lawn jumper scores, and it'll be a three-pointer for Lamont Banks. Not the guy you were expecting to fire up DeLon Jay. He's got 10 points, which leads all Pilot players. Inside 5 minutes to go. Dangerous cross-court pass. Here's Hickman from Webster. Missing the three. Givens the board. Quickly up the floor, Justin Brown. Nice scoop pass. The shot blocked, though, by Canty as Banks tried to go up with it. Webster in the front court off of Flores' hands. Officials looking at each other, not sure where to go. They're going to say it's going to be a Bruins turnover, their 10th of the game. Nobody had a real clean look there. And Flores going to talk it over with the official right now. 4:41 to go in the third quarter. The pace is picked up. Pilots have outscored the Bruins 10-7 thus far this quarter. Up top, Youssef, just 3 points tonight, working against Canty. Canty's blocked quite a few of his shots. A couple sophomores going at it. It'll be fun to watch the next few years in the BSAL. It's nearly a steal. Lacey grabs it back, feeds Youssef. Youssef goes up and can't get it to fall. Rebound underneath to Gaden. He misses, grabs it back. And a whistle. And I think we're going to get a foul here against the Bruins. It's going to go against DJ Harris, his second. St. Joseph Notre Dame was out rebounded 14-13 in that first half, but have done a good job here in the second half. 4:12 to go in the third quarter. Bishop O'Dowd over in Oakland is leading Castro Valley 43-38. They're at the end of the third quarter. Underneath, feed it to Gaden, and Gaden will score his second bucket of the night. And the Pilots are up 5. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Canty steps in, tough jumper, scores over Gaden. Nicely done, Jalen Canty, who's got just his second bucket. Along the baseline, Youssef goes strong, misses the shot. Underneath Gaden grabs it. He hasn't knocked out of his hands. Loose ball picked up by Boysenot. These teams really getting after it here. Good old BSAL battle. Here's Lacey stepping in for the jumper and rattles it in. Lacey's got a half dozen in the quarter. He's got 10 in the game. And he puts the Pilots in front by 5. We spoke with Pilots coach Don Lippy earlier today and posted that interview online at baypreps.com as Banks comes into the game for Youssef. And he was talking about he wanted to see his team really get tested here and heading into the postseason. He knew he was going to come in the league tournament next week, but talk about he wants his team to be in a battle where it goes back and forth and his team maybe has to come from behind and pull out a win just to better prepare his team heading into the postseason. 3:12 to go in the third quarter. They're up 5. Will we see the Bruins trail again, or the Pilots trail again in this game? Rojas looking down low for Canty, and Canty is fouled by Banks, and that's going to be Banks' third. So he's the first player to 3 fouls in this game. Saturday night will be in San Francisco as the inbounds goes to Canty and he scores. Coach Lippy is livid about that play. I think he saw that one coming a mile away, but no one on his team did. But San Francisco on Saturday night, what a great battle. The final game of the WCAL round robin regular season as Sacred Heart Cathedral hosts Mitty. And we've got a whistle off the ball. And we're going to get an offensive foul against the Pilots. It's going to go against Lawrence Gaden. That's going to be his first. .243 to go in the third quarter. Webster steps in on the baseline. Haynes in the air, drew some contact, no call, but Canty grabs the loose ball and puts it in. Canty's got 6 of his 8 in the quarter. And St. Patrick-Saint Vincent's within 1. Mark Voisenot feeds Lacey in the corner. 18 on the shot clock. Lacey kicks out Banks for the jumper. Airballs it. Brown grabs the rebound and puts it in. Brown grabs that air ball that seems like so often those go to the offense. Brown's got 4 points. Here's a 3 that misses off the top of the backboard. Loose ball grabbed by Gibbons, and he grabs it before it falls out of bounds. 1:47 to go in the third quarter. The Pilots in front by 3. This game was tied at the half. Pilots once trailed by 8 in the second quarter. In fact, the Bruins led most of that first half. Down low, a kick out Banks feeds Lacey, wide open three, maybe thought about too long. Canty grabs the board, his 8th. Jason Webster pulling up, no one picks him up. He shoots the 3 and misses it. He had a great look there, and it's grabbed by Brown. Long pass, Lacey, great feed underneath Voisinot, missed it. Banks tries to grab the loose ball, but instead it's pulled away by Rojas. 1:04 to go in the quarter. Down low, Canty, great block by Givens. Loose ball picked up by Flores. What a great block there by Givens on Canty, and then Givens comes away with the steal. Tremendous play for Givens. Brings it all the way in the front court, goes in and misses a shot. Might have been partially blocked as Canty grabs the loose ball. 45 seconds, Rojas up the floor, has it knocked out of his hands. Frantic action back and forth here. As Youssef and LaFollette check into the game for Banks and Voisinot. 44 seconds to go in the quarter. The inbounds from Webster. Throws it up top to Flores, who's been quiet here for a little bit. He's got 15 points. Down low, Canty. Canty goes up strong and scores. A very nice offensive quarter, really on both ends for Jalen Canty, who's got 10. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. The shot clock is off. St. Joseph Notre Dame has won 6 in a row and 14 of the last 15. A team that has just 1 loss since December 17th. The #1 ranked team in Division 5 in the state, according to ESPN. Here is Lacey stepping in, going right to the rim, missing it. Rojas the board with 4 seconds, and then he's going to get called for an offensive foul for swinging an elbow around. And Rojas has a couple fouls now. And he gives St. Joseph Notre Dame to get a shot off here before the end of the quarter. 3.2 seconds left. Youssef, Lacey, Givens, LaFollette on the floor. And doing the inbounding will be Brown here as they try to wipe up wet spot on the floor underneath the Pilot basket. Bishop O'Dowd has opened up a 12-point lead. Looks like the Dragons on their way to another HAL victory as they look to stay undefeated in league. Wide open Lacey for 3, misses. The long rebound, and there is the buzzer. At the end of 3 quarters of play, St. Joseph Notre Dame has a 1-point lead. You're watching high school basketball action on BayPreps.com. On the floor for the Pilots to start the 4th quarter, Givens, LaFollette, Lacey, Youssef, and Brown. Lacey against a trap, throws it to LaFollette. Wide open Givens for 3. Yes! Good start for the Pilots as they open up a 4-point lead. Givens with his 3rd 3 of the night. He is in double figures with 11. The 3rd Pilot player to get in the double figures. .15 on the shot clock for Webster. Long dribble, kicks out Rojas, who pump fakes, steps inside the lane, and scores off the glass. Nicely done by Rojas. He's got 8. Youssef pump fakes. Lacey along the baseline. Haynes in the air and scores. Draws that contact and scores. Lacey, a nice second half. 8 of his 12 have been after intermission. Inside 7 minutes to go in this game. Keep it right here. Good battle between the Saint Patrick-Saint Vincent Bruins and the St. Joseph Notre Dame Pilots as La Follette comes up way with a steal and gets fouled. It's going to go against Rojas, his 3rd. Big stat in this second half is the Bruins have 6 turnovers and the Pilots have just 1. In fact, St. Joseph Notre Dame has just 3 turnovers since the end of the first quarter when they committed 5. Givens feeds La Follette over to Lacey. Lacey kicks in the corner. Givens for another 3. Missed it this time. Tries to battle for his own rebound, and he comes away with it. This is Lacey. Haney in the air, blocked by Canty. Loose ball. Flores comes away with it. Flores loses it off his knee. A turnover back to the Pilots. 6:18 to go in the contest. St. Joseph Notre Dame holding that 4-point advantage. Temedeo Youssef, very quiet night for him. Just 3 points for Youssef. Hasn't scored since the first quarter. Has not made a field goal tonight. He's been frustrated a little bit by the taller Canty. 12 on the shot clock. This is Lacey. And he is fouled. And if that's going to be Rojas, that's going to be his 4th. Yep. A 6'4" senior from St. Patrick-Saint Vincent just picked up his 4th foul as Justin Brown comes into the game for Lacey. 5:51 to go in the contest. DJ Harris is going to come into the game for Rojas. Boysenot against a 2-3 Bruin zone. Youssef, nice feed underneath Banks, gets his man up in the air, scores, and draws the foul. What a nice night for the 6'3" freshman, Lamont Banks. 12 points. And a chance to put his team up by 7. Missed the free throw. Nonetheless, the biggest lead of the night for the Pilots. 5:33 remaining. Webster. Free throw line. Webster gets it back from Canty. Can't score. Youssef the board. Nearly a turnover, and there it is, the turnover. Jordan Hickman. Cross-court pass. Harris, bad pass, stolen by Boysenot, throws it up to Givens. The 15th turnover of the game for the Bruins, 8 of them in this second half. They sit back in their 2-3 zone, 22 on the shot clock, 4:49 on the game clock. This was a tie game at the half, a 1-point Pilots lead going to the 4th. Here's Boysenot looking to extend this lead, misses. And on the rebound, a foul. It's going to go against Lamont Banks, I believe, and that's going to be the 4th on the freshman. So he's got 4. Rojas, the big man for the Bruins, has 4. 4:38 to go. Banks will go out of the game. You got Youssef playing in the middle of the St. Joseph Notre Dame zone. He's flanked by Brown and Boysenot. Up top, you got Lacey and Givens. Jason Webster has had a pretty quiet night. This is Hickman wanting to shoot the 3 and airballs it. And Webster cannot save it and go out of bounds. And we're going to get a timeout called by the St. Joseph Notre Dame bench with the Pilots up by 6 and 4:15 to go in the regulation. Thanks to everyone here at St. Joseph Notre Dame for making us feel so welcome, including Principal Simon Chu, as well as Athletic Director Chris Pondock, who is the girls basketball coach, as he took his team to Vallejo tonight. So it's a good battle between these two schools. Mary McInerney as well as Dan Curry. And on the Tech side, Ben Fowler as well. Second game we've done here. Cannot be more comfortable here at Kelly Gymnasium on senior night at St. Joseph Notre Dame with 4:15 to go. The Pilots are up 6. They were once down 8 in the first half. They're the defending state champions Division 5. They were a runner-up a few years ago. Great program here under Don Lippy at LaPorte Court. Boysenot with 23 on the shot clock. Over to Youssef. Inside 4 minutes to go. 15 on the shot clock. Pilots taking the air out in this possession. 8 to shoot. This is Givens. Steps back for the long 2. Missed it. The rebound, the 4. Givens keeps it alive to Boysenot. Good hustle play there again by Jiminy Givens, who's had a very nice night. 3:32 to go, and that's one of the guys Coach Lippy mentioned when we talked to him today on BayPreps.com, as Brown goes right to the rim, has a shot blocked, grabs the loose ball and puts it up and in. Justin Brown's third bucket of the night. Pilots have their biggest lead. 3:15 to go. And a steal by Lacey. Lacey. No, but Youssef there, and it's a 10-point lead for the Pilots. The first field goal of the night for Timoteo Youssef, and it comes at a crucial time with 3:03 to go as the Pilots push their lead up to 10. They have outscored the Bruins 11-2 in this fourth quarter. Coach Lippy calling a timeout there. He does not want his team to let up as this game reaches its conclusion. Again, a reminder on Saturday night, come back to BayPreps.com. We'll have Mitty at Sacred Heart Cathedral. A lot of talent on the floor for that game. Saturday night at 7:30 here on BayPreps.com. Bruins needing a big run to close this thing out. They have won 4 of the last 5 meetings with St. Joe's, including both meetings last year. A couple close games, one of them in the BSAL playoffs right here at Kelly Gymnasium. Webster fires a 3, got a good look, but he missed it badly. He's not been able to shoot the ball well tonight. Canty's got the board, he goes up, and he can't score. Lacey pulls in the loose ball. Canty's got 11 rebounds and 10 points for the Bruins tonight, as Brown can't convert. Looked like it went out of bounds off somebody, no call, and Webster comes away with the loose ball. Webster hangs in the air, runner with the right hand, misses. Canty tried for the tip, but can't score. And Lacey has it, and Coach Lippy wanted his team to slow it down here. They got a 10-point lead with 2:21 left. Youssef, free throw line, jumper, no. Obviously time running out in the Bruins. They've got to start getting some buckets. The ball goes out of bounds off of the Pilots. And losing it out of bounds is Trent Rojas. 10 turnovers in his second half for St. Patrick-Saint Vincent. 2:07 to go. The inbounds goes to Givens. Up the floor, Lacey. Easily break pressure, and now they will take the air out. Very nice fourth quarter here for Coach Lippy's Pilots. This is a 1-point game going to the fourth. Youssef goes right to the rim, a little finger roll, scores. You think that should be enough with 1:42 left. Couple big buckets for Youssef, the last couple. Stretch this lead from 8 to 12. Rojas aggressively goes to the rim and gets fouled. Just 1:33 left. The Bruins, danger of losing their fourth league game of the year. First free throw falls for Rojas. As Lamont Banks comes in with 4 fouls and Brown goes out. Rojas a perfect 5 for 5 for the line. He's got 9 points. So Joseph Notre Dame going to solidify position on second place as both free throws go in for Rojas. And a bad turnover on the Pilots. Free throw line jumper for Flores, who has been stuck at 15 for a while, misses. Banks up the floor, feeds Voisinot, he goes in, and he scores. First bucket of the night for Voisinot as he attacked the rim there with his team up 10. 1:11 to go. Long jumper by Webster, no. Banks the board. Banks gets it stripped, turns it over. Canty hangs in the air and draws the foul, and he hits the deck hard, and hopefully he's okay. He does get up quickly. That was pretty scary the way he was going down. He went way up. .55 seconds remaining. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent had a half-game lead over Piedmont in the BSAL standings. They were 7-3, Piedmont 7-4 entering tonight. St. Joseph Notre Dame a game back of Salesian. The Pride's so tough this year, looking like they're going to go undefeated, but if things break the way they maybe should in the BSAL playoffs next week, we could see St. Joseph Notre Dame play Salesian in the league championship game next Saturday, which would be a very good matchup again. We did the first time they played, did that game on January 18th here on BayPreps.com, a 3-point Salesian win, 58-55. So here's Canty going to the line for the first time tonight. And he line drives it and misses it. Misses them both. And on the rebound, Rojas went over the back, and he is just fouled out of this game. Fouls out, 9 points and 4 boards. 54 seconds to go. St. Joseph Notre Dame has outscored the Bruins 15-3 in this fourth quarter. Misses the free throw, and Canty's got the board. Webster hangs in the air, and he is fouled. Looks like Banks is the one who just fouled out of the game. Lamont Banks, a freshman, a nice night, 12 points and 6 rebounds. 46 seconds to go. First free throw falls for Webster. So he makes them both with 46 seconds left. And now a foul on the Bruins in the backcourt. Jiminy Gibbons has had a very nice all-around game tonight, and he's got 12 points, one of 3 Pilot players with 12. As he misses the second, Canty the board. And Webster goes right to the rim to score to cut this lead down to 9 with 36 seconds left, and Coach Lippy not happy. So you get a look in on the Saint Patrick-Saint Vincent bench. Webster with that layup now in double figures with 10. .36 seconds left. The Pilots on their way to winning their 7th consecutive game. Long pass in the front court to break pressure. Canty can't block the shot from Justin Brown, who scores. Lead back up to double figures with 26 seconds. Webster misses. Rebound on the floor. Scramble for it. Brown comes away with it. Lacey in the front court. Givens with 10 seconds. Shot clock is off. The Bruins aren't going to foul here. That's going to be it. The Pilots going to come away with a 60-49 win. And they win on senior night at Kelly Gymnasium. St. Joseph Notre Dame has won 7 games in a row and 15 of their last 16. We'll take a break on the audio side. 60-49 the final in favor of the Pilots. You're watching high school basketball action on BayPreps.com. Pat O'Rourke back with you here in the post-game show on BayPreps.com as the Pilots come away with a 60-49 win here on senior night. Let's go down a few steps, guys, if we can go down a little bit. Here on senior night at Kelly Gymnasium, and we're joined by three of the Pilot players, Jiminy Givens as well as Nick Lacey and Timoteo Youssef. And Jiminy, we'll start with you. Senior night, how were you guys? It seemed like you guys might have been, I don't know, a little bit overamped or a little flat at the start of tonight's game. Do you agree, or just a little bit of a slow start for you?
I think we might have been a little bit too excited. We had a lot of time to warm up, a little extra time, and everybody just had the emotion going in with senior night. So we realized the importance of this game. We came out probably a little bit too hard, but I think we did good pulling out in the end.
Certainly did. And Nick, what would you think was the key for tonight's win?
Just attacking, playing good defense. We've been working on all practice, preparing for this team, so we just want to come out here and get a win tonight.
Yeah, they beat you guys twice last season, Timoteo. Was that something that was on your minds at all?
Oh, definitely. They were the team that knocked us out the BSL championship last year, so we know we had to come back with a little bit of chip on our shoulder and get back at them.
Looking ahead, of course, you guys have another regular season game. You got the league tournament next week. You guys looking forward to that league tournament?
Oh, yes, of course. There's only two things on our mind at the end of the season. We're looking for a ring and we're looking for a banner.
And, of course, I know it's hard not to look ahead, but I imagine you guys would like to get another crack at Salesian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, looking at what are some of the things you guys need to do to improve heading into the postseason?
Just keep playing our game. Just have to stay patient, stay controlled, get the ball inside, get the ball outside, and do what we do.
What do you think? Anything else to add to that?
To continue to grow, keep our chemistry growing. Everybody keep working hard, we'll be fine.
All right, and Timoteo, nice night. I know you didn't get to as much points as you often do, but is that just one of the things that doesn't matter in terms of who's the leading scorer in this?
We got the win. That's what we're trying to do, get back in. We're trying to get the bye for next week so our team can stay consistent. And if I don't score as much as I usually do, it's all good as long as we get the win.
All right, you guys, congratulations on the win tonight, and good luck going forward.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Jiminy Givens, Nick Lacey, as well as Timoteo Youssef for joining us here on the post-game show. Final score 60-49 in favor of St. Joseph Notre Dame. They were down as many as 8 in the first half. They tied the game at 26. They outscored the Bruins 16-15 in the fourth quarter, and then in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, they outscored the Bruins 18-8 as they really pulled away. They had three different players who scored 12 points each. Nick Lacey, Jiminy Givens, and Lamont Banks all had 12. 8 for Justin Brown, 7 for Timoteo Youssef, 4 for Lawrence Gaden, 3 for James LaFollette, and 2 for Mark Voisinot. As for the Bruins, 15 points for Jose Flores, 13 for Jason Webster, Jalen Canty, 10 points, 13 rebounds, and unofficially 6 block shots tonight, 9 for Trent Rojas, 9 points for Rojas, and 1 point for Jordan Hickman. From the free throw line, the Pilots were 11 of 16, the Bruins 8 of 13. Pilots out-rebound the Bruins 33-27. St. Patrick-Saint Vincent committed more turnovers tonight, 17 compared to 12 for St. Joe's. The Bruins dropped to 14-9, 7-4 in BSAL play. The Pilots are 21-4 and 10-1 in league. You've been watching high school basketball on BayPreps.com. The final score tonight, St. Joseph Notre Dame 60, St. Patrick-Saint Vincent 49. For Jerry Gerard, the cameraman and producer, I'm Pat O'Rourke signing off. This has been high school basketball action on BayPreps.com.